New profile. Do that same dude. There. Okay. And we get music again. Now we have our controller plugged in this time. It's in there. No tutorial. Chewing gums this time. To the same place. Audio. Off. Down. Controls. Oh, it's remembered the steering sensitivity at least. But it won't have remembered anything else. Which is rather annoying. Left turn. So why can it not remember this stuff? No, not that. X. Oh, we need cruise control resume as well. There we go. Interior camera. Nope, wrong one. Right stick. That's just a safeguard in case I knock anything. There we go. Gameplay. Braking intensity. Speed limiter. There we go. Good. This time, let's remember to actually start the timer. Start the truck, and then boom. So once again, we're hoping to get a... We're hoping to not roll the trailer immediately. Seems it takes a little while for me to brush my cobwebs out of my head after a night's sleep. We're hoping for a 90 XP delivery. Yep, good. I can't just mash through on this. I have a good truck for it at least. Spin it round. Good. The thing with choosing your first truck is you usually get that one for the delivery. So I always choose the Volvos because I'm used to that mirror configuration. Good. We're most of the way there. You. No short ones? We do have short ones. We need distance. Like route length rather. Like that. There we go. We want to go back the other way. And again, hope for a 90 XP. Wasted a bit of time there because I didn't have things set properly, and I always have to remind myself which direction the arrows need to go. Here. Don't mind me. Make sure we don't get hung up on the gate too much. It's only a 40, that's annoying. But if the next one is a 90, then that's fine. This is where I was wondering whether it would just be better to just drive straight to Berlin. Like take a Shenzhen to Berlin job immediately, because you'll always get the first level as long as you don't crash. You see us crashing. This is wasting far too much time. You'll always get that first level and not have to worry about the variance of what you're getting for these deliveries. Cool. Let's try the next one. Delivering to Transnet, I feel, has a better chance of getting the 90s, but it's certainly not guaranteed. Because delivering here, I feel you're much more likely to only get 40s. Almost caned it into the street light. Cool. 90, please? No! Punished. I mean, it's still a decent conversion rate in terms of the amount of time that it takes to do these. But it's certainly not as nice as getting the 90. Now it doesn't matter which we get. Oh, okay, and now we're not getting a short one. That's rude. Okay. I mean, if I was going to get this, it would have been nice to get this before. Never mind. So, do we have a distance to empty? We do, 1906. So as soon as we get to like 1850, I can split because I know that that's when I would have leveled up. But this is a light load and a relatively powerful truck, so I'm kind of keen to take this for a few laps. So our effective level up would be while we're driving, but we might just bust straight through to the next level as well, quite frankly. How much time have we got? We've got 8 hours on the delivery. Yeah, we'll see what top speed this gets up to. It's good acceleration, but it might not be very good top speed. So I'm going to just chuck cruise control on so I don't have to hold things down. So we're doing an uphill here. Ah, bollocks. I didn't... Never mind, that's wasted a bit of time. I didn't set the cruise up and down controls. It hasn't remembered those. That's annoying. That means we have to manually go up instead of just hitting page up repeatedly. It's really annoying that it doesn't have anything assigned by default. Yeah, it doesn't even have that. Because like plus or minus or the brackets or something would make sense, but it doesn't have those set either. It's rather rude. Okay, again, once the distance gets to about 1850, we will split. If we'd done just one more short delivery, we'd have hit the level by now. This is like a sort of long-term gambit instead. So 1860 I think is enough. Because yeah, we would have gone up a level there. So I do wonder, maybe I am just kind of kicking myself a little bit because I'd be able to get bonus experience for the section that I'm now doing if I did things properly. Yeah, because you then take a delivery that's more than 250 Ks and you will you'll get plus 25% bonus. It just really stinks getting just those 40 XP deliveries to start with, but it's really hard to predict what you're going to get there. I think it does still work out better though. I don't know. It's hard to know. You can also just do Berlin to Berlin to start with, but I kind of like starting in Stettin there, because then once you get the long deliveries, you can hopefully get likes of there to Leipzig or something, and that's long enough to get the bonus. Okay, can we go full tilt down here? Yes. Good. Probably actually wanted to go left, to be perfectly honest, but we don't like that intersection. We're not doing as fast as I would have liked. See what it's like on the down leg, on the kind of southward leg. And you definitely want to be going anti-clockwise. No, clockwise rather, not anti-clockwise. You get better turns on each interchange. Ew, you're annoying. Oh good, you changed lanes. Thank you. I want to get a nice, good downhill bit. Get up some good speed so then I can set my cruise control to it. I mean, 140 is a good start. I really want to be doing like 150 or so though. But I can take my finger off for this stretch at least when it's not getting up to the 150. So we only needed 40 XP to go up a level. We've already done an extra like 150. It needs to be 500. So I think 2 laps should do it. We're wasting a bit of time because we're not getting any XP bonus for this, but we'll take the hit. We'll make up for it on the next attempt, maybe. I think we just leave the cruise at 140, seems good. It's rare that we're going to be able to go above that, I think. So it's not the best in the world. Ideally we'd be able to do like 150 around here. None of these ways to get into Berlin are very appealing to me. Really needed to turn left instead of turning right. Going anti-clockwise I think is only good if you're going from Berlin to Szczecin. We can also service warp and we just know that we're going to be losing that extra 30 Ks looks like. Which I'm kind of fine with. We've still got plenty of time. Because yeah, about 1860 is where we split. So we're already 200 XP up on that, pretty much. This is the only part here that we might actually go faster than 140. Let's start manually accelerating again. Yep, there we go. Okay, 141. Wow. Never mind then. I keep going past it. There we go. Yeah, we'd certainly rather be doing slightly faster, but it's fine. So what's our target distance to empty then? $1660, 1660, 1460. If we get it down to around 1400, we might just do the delivery after the next lap, perhaps. This is definitely the slowest section of the course, though. It's a bit of an uphill slog to get up to this point here. So we didn't have to slow down at all, pretty much, for this corner up here. So we only really need to do another 100 and some odd Ks. I guess surface warping is okay. If we do it, especially from here, or no, from the other exit, basically. I mean, it doesn't matter if we overrun a little bit on this first level anyway. The damage is kind of done by the fact that we're not getting the bonus XP for this route anyway. We really just needed to start with doing something like this. Or just not doing laps, rather. Just get a delivery to Berlin, get that XP out of the way. If you can guarantee getting 90 XP manual deliveries straight away, then I think that always works out better. It's very hard to guarantee that. The crucial point is you don't want to take any damage to your trailer, because that screwed me out of like over a minute in my last attempt, because I had to do another small delivery right at the end, and it was 100% just because I'd taken some damage previously and taken a like 60 XP penalty or something from 1% or something. It's pretty brutal. So this is the good stretch still. So we kind of want to keep going until our speed starts to drop and we can't maintain the speed. Really needed a more powerful truck. 400 horsepower is nice, but not as nice as 500, for example. But along here we can do 140, which is nice. So there's the 1460. So that's like 400 XP. We don't know how much we're going to get as a parking bonus from this either. How much time do we have remaining? 4 hours 27. The most it's going to take to service warp is like hour and a half, maybe? 2 hours? Don't know. We need to be mindful of that. We don't want to run ourselves off the clock. There's late deliveries, massive penalties there as well. So here's where we're slowing down a lot. Kind of want to rack up a little bit more distance though. The closer we get to the exit as well, the less time we're going to waste by service warping. So I don't think we really dip below 120, do we? Getting close. 121. There we go. It hurt me. Games have ears, guys. Once we get to like 1360, we're pretty much guaranteed the next level regardless of what we get from parking. So we're pretty much on for that guaranteed level 2, I think. Here we're able to do 140 again, so I think we just take it all the way to the exit, but we don't slow down and drive in, we just service warp maybe? But then we've got to drive the whole... No, you know what? It doesn't actually matter that much, because we've got to go from a standing start and drive all the way to the other end from where the services is. So I think it actually works out just as well to do this manually. So we're not actually stopping here. And we're travelling real distance. We've got 20 odd Ks. If we service warp, we've travelled maybe 2 kilometres. So we are getting a little bit more extra by doing this. If it was all the way into town, then it would be much more advantageous, I think, to do the service warp. Because you would be driving a lot less distance. Hey guys, you know that delivery that you thought would only take 3 hours? A little bit late. But not actually late, that's the crucial bit. Not actually late. Now, if it's a 90, we take it. If it's not, we probably don't take anything. It's a 90, we take it. So it takes a fair while driving, even at full speed, to get 90 XP worth. At least once you get the 25% bonus, but... yeah, we really wanted to get a longer delivery earlier, I think. Cool. Drop the load. Oh no, we're overestimate. Or over our split. So we do plus there and then plus high value, I think. Now we're not going to get any of them immediately, so we actually just take a short delivery now. We could cancel it to advanced time, but we're actually going to do it and hope we get 90 XP from parking. Because until you do a delivery or advanced time in some fashion, then you're not going to get new jobs that take advantage of your new skills. So I wouldn't be getting longer or high value deliveries. High value, you don't see many high value deliveries anyway, quite frankly. I'm not optimistic. It'll be a nice extra boost if I can get them. Fragile would be the other one, but Fragile you see even less of. It's only in 40. I guess we'll still park it. It's kind of a bit of a gamble, really, because I think if you get a 40, it's probably not worth it compared to just resetting. Not resetting, but abandoning the job to reset the job list. Cool. Anyway. Now, can we get, like, section to Leipzig? No. We're still not getting long deliveries. Okay, so we just take one of these and we abandon it, because clearly we haven't passed enough time. $274, that's perfect. 40 tons though, 480 horsepower, so once we get up to speed it should be alright. Yeah, that's all we've got to go for, so that's fine. It's not ideal. We'll see how slow we go with it. But it does give us the option. We should have service warped to make it quicker to get out of town, I think. It's always an option in an RTA run to just jump to the services. Yeah, it advances time a little bit, which can be bad, but it's not that big a deal. We have 9.5 hours remaining. Once again, I did not pay attention to how much XP I actually needed. But we need at least 700. It's probably more like 600, I guess, especially after doing the extra delivery for 40. So we probably need 600. This is 273 Ks if we also do a couple of laps. We probably only need to do one lap though. can't remember if Berlin to Hanover is also a long enough delivery to be over 250. It might be. In which case I should check for those next time. Now, how much speed can we get out of this thing? The higher horsepower is good. The heavier load isn't great for acceleration, but shouldn't matter much for top speed. Once you build up that momentum, it's pretty much irrelevant. Also not as relevant, so I'm hoping we'll be able to do at least 140 or something. We want to go, make sure we go left this time too. Turn the lights on, why not? Good, we have a distance to empty. Because we don't have realistic fuel consumption turned on, it's off by default anyway. Then we know that it's just set distance equals fuel consumption. There's no relevance in terms of our engine revs or anything like that. So the extra 25% that we're going to be getting, we only need to do about 500, and that becomes 625, and that should be plenty. We're probably going to do a little bit more regardless. Basically the magic number that we're wanting to see by the end is distance to empty of about 1200. Now this time I want to try to remember to go left, I think. So I don't think it matters much in terms of our exit on the southwest corner. It's pretty, actually it's better I think, because it's the main road, just keeps going that way. But it's an even turn regardless. But all the other corners are much nicer if we can go left here. Even though the initial corner here might be worse. I don't think we have to slow down too much, but I don't want to risk tipping, so... There is also a car there, so... This is also like the downhill section, effectively, where we were building up more speed. So it should let us accelerate pretty well. But yeah, this way we don't need to do any of those kind of bulgy corners. It's all just smooth corners, which is nice. Now it'll be interesting to see what speed we get up to going around here. Once again, we want to see like 140 plus. The uphill bits will hurt us more, but on the main bits, that should hopefully be where the extra power gives us a little bit of a better boost. But if it evens out to just the 140, that's fine. 141, 142, set cruise at 141. Does it even tell us what cruise is set at? I don't think it does. Oh yeah, it does. Bottom left, of course. I also see that it does actually have a trip meter. We're up to 148 at the moment. That's nice. 150. Good. So that counts exactly how much we've done. Perfect. Now, the tricky thing that I struggled with so much yesterday is remembering to take the off-ramp where I'm meant to. Because we just stay on the main road, but that southwest corner, you actually don't stay on the main road to continue on the ring road. You have to go right. So we need to remember to do that. I wish this was like American Truck Simulator where you could just disable certain trucks as DLC. So that way it just remove certain trucks from the pool. So you just only get Volvos and Scanias basically that have the best engines. It's the best chance of getting a good configuration. Next weekend we might swap over and do some ATS, first truck trailer runs, because we haven't done that in ages. So we need to remember to go up here, crucially. Eek. It was trying to tip a little bit there. So, 140 up that off-ramp. A little bit sketchy. Maybe you just want to ease off on the cruise control. Drop to 130 or something. But now we're just going smooth around. There we go, it even shows the nice, even circle that we're going to be doing on the GPS. That corner is the only tricky part. Then we get a nice smooth corner here. It is thin though, it must be said. Like going the other direction, you do get the wider corners. There's only one that it narrows down to one lane. So in some ways it's safer. Manually pressing the accelerator again at this point, because I was at the 141, now we're slowing down again, but I don't want it only hitting the 141 and stopping. I want to go faster if I can. So when I have the keys set up to adjust cruise control, I always set it to something ludicrous like 180 or something. So I just want it to always be pushing. Still got 7 hours remaining on the delivery. 1500 Ks till empty. We've done 290 already, almost up to 300 Ks. So that's 300 XP. We only need to do, what was it, 500 and something? But I think we're naturally just going to get more than that anyway. You kind of want to do enough that you take the delivery bonus, like any parking bonus, completely out of the equation, because you can't rely on that. I mean, you can usually rely on getting at least 40, but you don't know if you're going to get the, oh yeah, 150. Here we go. That's better. See, we hadn't gotten up to speed properly last time coming through here. Let's just hope we don't roll it. Can it actually do the speed around this corner without crashing? Is the next question. Okay, we'll okay, yep, it wants to. Easy now. Whoa, boy. Oh, it didn't actually take. Ah, I pressed X to take the cruise control to do the manual, but it didn't take it. Ooh, ate my input. Rude. Not that it matters too much, because along here we're not, like, that's the only corner where we're doing anything faster than the 141 we've got set anyway. Oh, 142, okay. Prove me wrong. Now, did we want to just get off here? Or did we want to do another lap? We're up to 370, we've got 130 left. That only takes us to 500, we want 600, so we do another lap. And then we'll be well over, so we'll definitely be going up to the next level. So we've got to remember here to go off to the right again. See, this is where it's a bit of a sketchy exit, because it is just single lane, and the next one along is as well. The top left corner is also just one lane. We didn't get any traffic on it last time, but it's also a bit tight here. Eesh, it's wanting to roll so bad. We can set our cruise to 143. As we use up fuel, do we go faster? I don't think it'll matter compared to our, what was it, 11-ton load? 20-ton load, yeah. I don't think it makes much difference somehow. I'm just going to leave cruise off. So then, because the problem was before is I think I still had it enabled, so then if you hit X, it doesn't overwrite it, it just turns it off. Oh, hey, police car. Hi. Ooh, me speeding? No. Yeah, we're certainly not getting as good at trucks as we did last time, where I was getting like nice Scanias and Mercedeses that had 500 plus horsepower engines, and I was doing more like 153 constantly instead of 140. Yeah, that adds up. That's an extra, what, 8% or something speed that I could be getting? Almost 10% actually at points. Up here we get the good speed. But we don't want to get too much speed, as we found out last time. Going too much over 150 is ambitious. Also need to just take the corner better in the first place. So let's just go 155, okay. That's fine. Now we want to get the apex past that truck, really, don't we? Yeah, there we go. And by that stage we're already slowing down a bit anyway, and then we can run wide. There we go. A lot less almost tipping on that one. Right, so now we follow our GPS and actually go and do the delivery. We've done 540 Ks already. That's over 650 XP. That's more than what we need to get to the next level. Then we've got 900 XP. So we'd have to basically do an extra lap. It's pretty much each level is just one extra lap. And we've got plenty of time remaining on these jobs to do that. We can also hope to get something more like, I think Szczecin to Leipzig was getting a longer duration. We can also increase our delivery distance overall, so we just naturally get longer jobs. If we can get like Szczecin to Hanover. Oh, we do need to go right here though. let's not make this mistake. It's the next one I stay left. Need to make sure that I'm not spending too much time thinking, and I need to actually pay attention to what I'm doing. There we go. Now the last little bit to Magdeburg itself is a little bit awkward, but I don't think it's worth service skipping. The depot is right by the service station though. Getting good speed along here. zoom in a little bit more. Yeah. Really wish there was an in-between zoom. Let's get a bit of a scenic shot. Potential thumbnail picture. Yeah, we can't see where the context is of everything, unfortunately, so... I think we just do the delivery properly from here rather than service warping. It is 30 odd Ks, so we're getting that extra XP. I don't think we need it to go up the level, but... do need to slow down a fair bit for this bit here, because it's really thin. Don't have to slow down to the 50 that they suggest, but yeah, there is also an intersection. We'll just hope that no one's coming. There we go. It's that same thing of like, is the time you're spending worth it for that extra 15 XP? Probably not. It's already taken us like 30 seconds from where we could have made that decision. Yeah. We do have a dash one, but it's covered by this one, which makes it really annoying. And into cell plan, here we go. Ooh. Okay, stop a bit early. There we go. Hey, it's a 90. That's good. I'll take that. All we need to do is just turn and face the other way. Not that difficult from the 40s we usually get, but whatever. It is weird how it just ramps up from like 40 to 90, but the difference in skill is minimal. Like 40 to 60 maybe, but 90 seems a bit much. Good. Oh, we're halfway through to level 3. Brilliant. Yeah, in fact, we're going to quickly take a look at that. Yeah, we only need 500 now. Nice. Maybe we might even be able to skip. So what are we looking at now? Well, that's 345, so that's pretty good down to Dresden. I wanted Leipzig, but can we get to Hanover? That's not far enough. Prague is, Erfurt is, but that's awkward. Hamburg is. Hamburg's not too bad. We've got 18 ton, 370. Hell no. We're going to take a little bit of time here just to make sure that we can do Magdeburg back up to Stettin perhaps, or Dresden even. We just need to be more than 250, right? That's nice. Okay, it looks awkward, but I think if we adapt it slightly, it'll be okay. Where are we going to get out of here? I've completely lost the plot. Just getting out. You know what? Let's just do... Excuse me. 35 minutes? Sure, we'll wear that. Just rather than having to turn around. If you get yourself caught in an awkward situation, sometimes it's better to do that. I just don't know where I thought I was going there. Turn left instead of right. So we needed 500 to go up to the next level. We should have just gone left there. I should just turn the lights on. 500 to get level there, and then so it's 1500 total. can't do this on this fuel. That's annoying. So we probably want to make sure. So we go left up here instead of going right around Berlin. Oh, come on. I could make traffic disappear if I wanted to. So long as my delivery doesn't take damage, it's fine. Unfortunately, you can't do any sort of skipping stuff to get onto the motorway. You can only do it to avoid getting off the motorway. This was a fairly powerful engine. I think the wrong gear was selected there. Fairly powerful engine, not too heavy a thing. Just gonna do high beam so I can see what I'm doing. It's taking its sweet time to accelerate, but once it's up to speed, hopefully it'll be fine. So what do we got? So it's 300 and something kilometers naturally. We'll add on an extra amount. We can go up to the next level. I think maybe we just want to do that and not do too many extra laps. Because we can't bank up enough to skip straight to level 5 here. And then we don't want to take a short delivery. We want to make sure that it's the plus 25. I really wish I'd gotten jets into Leipzig or something. I can't remember if that was actually the next longer one though. Maybe that was just over the 350. Probably was, to be fair. I mean, we do have that unlocked now, so we'll take a look and see next time what jobs we get. I don't think any of these have been high value jobs either, which is a bit irritating. They're very rare. Certainly rare that you get them and are going between places you actually want to go. It's a bit of a perfect storm. So, up here we want to go left, not right. But then it makes it a worse intersection. No, okay, we'll go right. Oh, whoops. Okay, never mind. We actually did the bad thing. Never mind. Oops. And it's telling us to go through Berlin. That's amusing. Yeah, because I was just seeing that we're now going to have to do a little loop-de-loop to get off to go south, which is annoying. That'll slow us down a lot more than if we'd just gone around. And we could have done a loop going anti-clockwise instead, but whatever. I think the best strategy for the first level is still ideally getting 3 90s basically, or at least 2 90s and a 40 to just tip over that level. If you can get 3 90s, then even better. And then ideally do another short one after that. If you can get basically 3 out of 4 90s from your first 4 deliveries, then that's great. It's unfortunately unlikely, but it is great if you can. Because that gets you, well, I mean 4 90s is 360, so you're halfway to level 2 already. But it is a case of at least if you can get that first thing unlocked, to get the plus 25 straight away, then you only need to do a 400-kilometer total delivery, so just a 200 plus a lap to get to level 3. If you have the chance, you could even push even beyond that on that delivery. It's a case of what's the minimum number of deliveries that you have to actually do. Okay, so we know from experience that going too fast around here is not ideal. Yeah, so now this is the annoying thing, that we've left ourselves the tight corner up here to have to do, which is annoying. Almost needed to just walk into Berlin to then just run straight south out of town. Maybe that would have been worthwhile. Because this is the worst. Having to do this is just so annoying. I think after we finish this run, we're just going to have to assess things a little bit. I guess we should accelerate fairly quickly because we look to be going a bit downhill. I think also just heading off down to Dresden is actually kind of bad, but I don't think it's very nice at the other end to actually get to the depot. We'll see how it goes. I think the places you really want are Leipzig, Hanover, Hamburg. Because yeah, we could have done an additional lap there if we'd wanted to. And we probably should have if we'd gone anti-clockwise and done an anti-clockwise lap. But yeah, we're going to have to do another delivery to get up to level 5 anyway. We haven't been able to skip quite well enough. If we'd squeezed another lap in on the previous delivery, we might have actually been alright to just take this one all the way and have just done laps until the cows came home, basically. That's the thing, is using the levels as split points is kind of neither here nor there, because if you can skip through a level, then that's great. Yeah, I think managed to get the first 3 or 4 deliveries out to get level 1. Have only about 400 Ks to get to level 2 from there. You can pretty much just do a 250 plus delivery without going much further. Or just doing a Shenzhen to Berlin straight away does just eliminate the delivery XP variance from the equation. Yeah, this is really messy to get through into here. We're not going to be able to go super fast up here, I don't think. Not without tipping over. because they never make these off-ramps cambered properly. That's an older intersection that hasn't been redone. And then we got Squiggly Road. Which is fine because we're now going slow anyway. Then we've got another exit. So we have a powerful truck, but it's just struggling because it's an uphill and corner, and delivery is 15 tons. Now we get to accelerate, just when we have to go off again. This is where once again we contemplate, do we just call for services in order to not have to do this? And the answer is yes, because now we're stuck on a railing. Are we going to be late now, is the next question. Because that was 2 hours that we just wasted there. But I think we had plenty up our sleeves, didn't we? Oh yeah, tons. That's all good. Yeah, so we wasted a bit of time there because... Oh, actually, it's not that different, quite frankly. Because we were going to have to drive all the way into town after that point. Didn't really gain us that much extra distance. And was just a pain. %1 damage, bugger. Which we might have just done back there when we were cutting the corner, to be honest. See now, will that make a difference? Whoop, that's our delivery there. Oops. Pay attention. Okay, a 90 would be nice, because that should help overcome any shortfall from... No, it's only a 40. We'll do it anyway, because it should help to counteract any damage penalty. Cool. So that should be that. Yep, good. Take fragile. So now we need pretty much the full 1,000, about 90 or 900 at least. Berlin to Leipzig. No, so now we went route length the other way around. Groningen's way too far away. Dresden somewhere else, Magdeburg somewhere else. Magdeburg, Hamburg is not far enough. Oh yeah, the other way around. These are all really bad. Oh, so yeah, Berlin to Hanover, there we go. So it is more than... Oh, and it's a high value. That's interesting. I don't know how to do the maths on this one. So 23 ton, I didn't even see what engine I've got actually. That's silly of me, because we might actually waste time on this one now. That's annoying. So how do we do the maths on this? Well, we'll start off by going clockwise anyway. Because it's now more like 45% bonus. It's not quite 50% bonus. But it's pretty good. We've got a huge distance available too. So to get like 900 XP, we only need to really drive like 500 kilometers. So we started off with a distance DMT of about 1950 or thereabouts. It's 265 kilometers to go from here. Once we start doing a lap, then we'll see how much that increases to. We might only need to do one lap with that extra XP boost. But it's going to be slow because I didn't check. I got excited. I didn't check the engine. And it's bad. Oh dear. Tough. We're gonna stick with it. It's not gonna reset now. I mean, I could abandon the job and find another one straight away, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna deal with it. We'll see what it's like once we actually get up to speed and not going up hills. So long as we can do like 140 or so, that's fine. I have a feeling we're gonna struggle to even do that, but we shall see. We finally changed up to 12th. Yeah, this is not good. 389, so it's like 400k, so that's not really enough. But we don't want to do 2 full laps either. You can also do a bit of just, you can drive straight past a place and then service walk back to an extent. But this is going to be pretty horrific, I think. Yeah, I think we've kind of screwed ourselves on this one. Be lucky if we even actually PB now, I think, 'cause, yeah, it seems like an overreaction, but only doing 90 instead of 140 is a huge difference on the amount of time that you're spending on something. So yeah, the fact that it's a heavy delivery and we're going slow. Yeah, excavator's kind of a bad one. Forklifts is good, excavator's not so good. But that's good to know that Berlin to Hanover is a longer delivery. But only just. Oh, this is terrible. We're just going to see it through now. I mean, we could abandon, maybe it would probably still be actually faster to abandon and take a different delivery at this point, but we know that this isn't as good as it can be anyway, so... Oh hey, we went into overdraft again. My poor finger. Because I don't have a... Once we get up here to this corner, then I can set my cruise control at a higher speed. Be interesting to see how fast we can actually get up to down the stretch once we're on the downhill. But then it's a case of how safe is it to actually do that speed. So that's dip, and then we go up again, then we dive into the corner. I'll take 120. So 300k's from this point. We don't have a trip meter as such, do we? No. I mean, you can take notice of the odometer, but I didn't. So, whatever. Whatever. If we have to do another tiny delivery again to finish off, then so be it. There's no guarantee that we'll get all the way there. But, yeah, we're also just kind of limping along as well, so, yeah, you know. 3 times 4 at the speed limit is 12 minutes anyway. Should probably not be going on the inside line. Good evening. Welcome, welcome, Mracek. Good to see you. We made the mistake of not checking our truck engine, and we can only do about 110. My eyes lit up when I saw that it was a high-value cargo that was a long distance to get the bonus, but mistakes were made. I would rather go faster and do an extra lap. Well, I don't know, maybe not. It's really hard to tell, to be honest. It's hard to know exactly what the breakpoints are. You know, we're getting an extra, what, 18% delivery bonus? Takes it up to almost a 50% delivery bonus. Like 43% or something bonus. Which, you know, maybe that's just worth going a bit slower. I don't know. Finally computed and decided the competition. Nice. I mean, it was between the other two, so it doesn't affect me much, but I think it was, yeah, it was like Futurama depending on load times or something, wasn't it? So I wonder how much speed we can actually get along this stretch on the way to Hanover. Oh, and it's the end of the FTT run, yeah. I mean, that's up to you, but personally I'd do it based on the ruling that, well, you didn't read the rules. If you didn't actually equip the trailer, then that is how it goes. But doesn't really make much difference. Or it's like you average it between the time rather than like doing it from the equip time. It's like, okay, well, split the difference between when you could have completed it, apply a slight penalty based on, you know, not reading the rules. But if it was the actual leaderboard, then it's letter of the law. Rules as written. Oh, maybe we can get more than 120 out of this thing on the way along here. Let's not be too ambitious. What if he never equipped it? Yep. There is that. But he didn't. Like, well, he did rather. He did check and equip it, right? So that's not really solid reasoning. If he never equipped it, he'd be disqualified. Or, again, you apply a time penalty. You just got to make those calls sometimes. So, insofar as the leaderboard is concerned, like, if it was submitted as a run and someone did not equip the trailer, I would be most likely to just go, I'm sorry, but you didn't complete the objective. Otherwise, it would be time penalty. It's like, okay, you purchased the trailer, but you didn't spend the, 5 seconds it takes to navigate to the menu and equip it. I'm going to double it or something and apply a 10-second time penalty. There was a case actually recently, there was I think it was ATS, not ETS2, but it was an ATS run, where it was like an IGT run. They didn't actually stop on the service activation pad, they just kind of crashed into the barrier behind it and then called time. And I basically said, well, it would take you about 5 seconds to then back up and stop on the space you meant to, so 10-second time penalty. Yeah, exactly. Time penalty applied. Yep. That's why I put that there, basically. Yep. Because it feels bad to completely reject a run that someone's put like half an hour or an hour and a half into on a technicality, even though, like, technically they did not complete the run. But it's all arbitrary at the end of the day, so yeah. So long as the time penalty is reasonable. It's like, if someone else did that exact run, but did it properly, then they would win. So they do get penalised slightly. But yeah, that's usually the sort of reasoning I try and apply as well, yeah. The main ones that are like an auto DQ are no game sound. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just not going to accept that. And if someone was to go completely the wrong direction or something, or like in an all capital cities run, I think there was one where someone missed one of the cities, like right at the end or something. So I'm not going to try and figure out what the time penalty was for that, so you just didn't do the run. Simple as that. It's a shame, but that's the way it is. But anytime doing that, I'll always make sure to give a comment in the notes when verifying the run, basically saying, yeah, here's your warning. Also got to allow for, like, translation difficulties and stuff. The rules are only in English. SRC is just an English site after all, so... Okay, we're going to drive this all the way in if we can, because I think we might need the XP. This has taken us so much longer than it should have. Let's not make the same mistake and get caught on the barrier this time. But if we can give him a little... Oh, no, I don't need to give him a tap. There's enough room. Have a PayPal? Oh, I don't really mind. I would say just give it to the other guy. if it's like a tie break or something. Or whatever. Yeah. I wasn't in it for any prize money. I was in it just to have a bit of fun. So you can just pass it all on to the second place. And over discovered. And the depot is right on the way into town, which is really nice. So like a service skip would have been worse anyway. So that works. Yeah, to the charity pool, that works too. Yeah. Yeah, I honestly don't mind. But yeah, charity pool sounds good. Right, and oh, at least it's a 90. Because we might need that as well. Because my maths might be a bit off on this one because of the high value. I don't know quite exactly. We're just going to reverse this much further than I probably need to as well. Let's see how much of a mess I can make of this. Oh, at least sub to you.
I will at least sub to you, tongue.
Sub to you, tongue. Wow. Thanks for the subscription. This angle. Trying to figure out exactly where I need to take it based on just like the map cues and stuff. Is it around here? I hope it's around here. Yes, it's all the way back there. Okay, so this is taking a lot longer than it should. I probably should have just driven forwards around here and then turned around when we got here. I think that would have been better, ultimately. But, yeah. If we do level up here, we should at least get a pretty solid time. If we don't, well, we're going to have to do another short delivery, aren't we? Oh, okay, yeah, I was way off, so we're going to have to do 200 and something XP. Can we just do a Szczecin to Berlin? No, we can't even do that. Gross. How about Szczecin to Berlin? Szczecin, there we go. 188. But high value, but 23 tons. No thanks. Where was the 600 horsepower engine earlier? Where were you when I needed you most? And we're going to go left onto the motorway to do the long way around instead of right, because we need the extra XP. And it's a better... whatchamacallit. Oh, no, okay. I thought I was going out the other direction. That's kind of annoying. Well, I can go back through town now. Yeah, I'm just going to drive back through town. Not what I wanted, but yeah, I thought I was being directed to go the other way. Because we want the extra distance. Because we need like 300 XP almost. And I don't want to rely on the parking. Maybe it's fine. I don't know. When you get the little bits at the end, I needed to do an extra lap on that one basically. It'd be interesting to look back at the footage actually and see what the bonuses were, because I forget to look at those. I mean, not gaining much XP going through this bit, but at least we have the nice truck cab and nice GPS for this. Now, this is the way that I thought that it was sending me, and I want to go left. Yeah, unfortunately this is, yeah, not worked out well. If we had this truck for the last delivery, that would be so much nicer. 600 horsepower to do that excavator would have been so much better. I don't know what it is about the game. Maybe there's some sort of fault in the logic or something, but for the heavy deliveries and the high value deliveries, it never seems to give the good engines. It only gives them to the 16-ton loads that don't need them. It's really weird. And slow down a bit here. We can probably take it reasonably fast, but really don't want to risk tipping it. So, it should just be directing me the correct way. Yep, good. So it's not the best angles for these first two corners, but it's much better for getting off to go to Shenzhen, so we take it. It's fine. But yeah, I was really off my calculations when it came to that high value delivery. I thought I was going to get way more than I did. I wonder whether or not the bonus for the high value or whatever is only off the original distance. Maybe that doesn't factor in the additional distance. Not that I did much extra distance, but I just needed to do one more lap, really. But doing this one extra delivery is probably quicker than doing an extra lap with that one, to be honest, just because of how slow that truck was going. This truck is what we needed 3 deliveries ago. 2060 Team T. World record pace? Yeah, I mean my PB is actually world record that I did yesterday, my second run, which I didn't even realise at the time. And it was 1:25:52. But this is on to be much better because I made a lot of mistakes in that one. I mean, I made a lot of mistakes in this one too, but less, at least. Or fewer. Where I got a pretty bad start on the one yesterday, I think. We also had some good luck. Like, we did have better trucks for the earlier deliveries, but we messed up a bit later on and took some damage. Even taking like 1 or 2% damage in this hits you really hard, and that was the difference in me having to do an extra delivery at the end. Which is a bit rough. It's like an extra minute also wasted, so kinda nasty. The annoying thing is that the segments themselves get completely out of whack in this category. Like earlier on I was trying to split based on where I think I was going up levels, but or where I was fairly sure that I'd like hit the XP mark based on the distance travelled. But obviously you still have to cash it in by completing the delivery. If you were to abandon the delivery it wouldn't count. So doing it by level is fairly arbitrary. But this is a nice good run to finish on almost. And yeah, shit just did me dirty, really. The deliveries that I got as options were really bad, it felt. I don't know, it just never felt like I got the same sort of selection. And that's just the randomness of it, basically. It's, yeah, you just gotta get really good ones. Like, I wanted to get down to Leipzig because that was a much better route for the delivery. We took one to Dresden, I think it was, which is really awkward at the end. Hanover and Magdeburg are much better. Even Hamburg, I think, going the other direction works out better. What, maybe try more ETS2 runs? I've been wanting to do more ETS2 runs anyway. Normally I can't commit to doing long speed runs because I have to take breaks to go and help out with my daughter constantly. She's in a respite care this weekend, so every now and then there's a care home that she can go into where there's nurses that can look after her, and it gives us a break for a couple of nights. So she's in there for this weekend and also next weekend. So it means that I can just have a time that I know that I'm not going to have to take a break. You know, my alarm didn't go off 45 minutes ago, right? I wouldn't be having to also then pick up in another... After this run, I would be having to go and see to her and stuff. So anything that you have to reset for, especially, and just anything that takes over an hour, really, I just can't do normally. I mean, unless I took a day off and did it while she was at school, basically. Like, if I have a week off work, then I could theoretically do some runs instead of the time that I would be working. But, yeah, otherwise, it's the only opportunity I get. So, yeah, making the most of it. And the fact that when I did the community event, like, my run was pretty good, but then had forgotten about the whole Berlin strategy, and also had some really bad runs where like my deliveries went through toll roads and stuff and had bad engines and things, so all of that adds up. I'm going to gamble that I don't need that. Thank you. Good. Ah, oops, no. Oops, no. Now I've screwed things up. We want to cancel that and do that instead. There we go. That's wasted time. But that's fine because I know that this is not as good as it can be anyway. Take the loan. There we go. Truck dealer. Visits. Yes. Fine. Doesn't matter who you take. Go. Wait for it to load. Cancel there. Go in here. Trailer dealer. There. Purchase. There. Okay. Yes. Why it bothers asking me, I don't know. Trailer manager. You use yes. Gone. There we go. That's more like it. Very messy at the end because I'm not very well rehearsed. And there we go. Had a Mercedes this time because it was closest, I guess.